you're here for the workshop, the how to write a one-page business plan. We're also going to give you a template here so that you can get this done just in a few minutes and hopefully speed things up. It's going to be pretty cool. And then, Graham, we're going to go through an example of how to put together a plan for closing 24 homes in a year, but you can adapt it for any production level that you desire. My name is Mike Cerrone, and happy to be here with you as your presenter. And so let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to switch over to our screen and we'll share. All right, cool. All right. Sorry, my view's a little different. Oh, I see why now. Okay. Hey, Patty, just real quick, can you hear me? I just wanted to make sure I was being heard. Thank you so much. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. Again, this is a workshop, one-page business plan. We're going to go through how to close 24 homes in 2026 using the plan to set it up. My name is Mike Cerrone, been an agent since 1993, so quite a long time, was, I don't know, 32 years. Best stats in the business when I was in production was 21 listings in 1 month, 9 closings in 1 day, and 113 homes sold in 1 year. I just to let you know that, so you know that I've got a little bit of experience, been where you are, and hopefully we can help you move forward to achieve your goals. So what we're going to do today, a quick overview, is we're going to go through a sample and take a peek at it of a business plan, and then we're going to have you down. By the way, that'll take about 15 minutes where I'm just kind of showing you stuff, and then we're going to have you download your own copy so that you can walk through, you can copy it and get your own template going and how you can fill that in. So that's kind of my plan for the day. Let me get this out of the way. All right, so let's start with the, actually, let's start with the result. Let's start here. I'm gonna make this a little bigger so everybody can see it. Oops, let's try 200. All right, and again, Patty, can you see that okay, the business plan? All right, cool, thank you. All right, so let's do this. Let's walk through the result that you're going to get. The result of putting together this template is you're going to get a one-page business plan. You're going to have a front and a back. I'm going to show you the front of what the final result will look like, so you have an idea of what we're building out. So basically, we got the 2026 business plan. In this plan, we want to take home $450,000. That's over here on the left, $450,000 take-home pay. To get there, we're going to need a $500,000 GCI and a 90% profit margin, 10% for expenses. We're going to have 24 closings over the course of the year. We're going to have sales volume of about 16.6. You're going to see how the system, by the way, this program will automatically calculate all these numbers for you and put together this nice, simple one-page plan. You're going to do 100,000 in GCI with buyers and 400,000 with sellers. It's 5 closings with buyers and 19 closings with sellers. The volume with buyers is 3.3 million and the volume with sellers is 13.3. And this is just how I set it up, which you're going to see in a minute. You can change these ratios of whether you're working with buyers or sellers and then what percentage. But this is just an example of what got kicked out with the current entries. The GCI per month is going to be 41,000 a month. That's 2 homes sold per month at the average price that we had put in. We can change it for yours. It's 1.3 million in sales volume. So that's $8,000 a month for the buyer GCI and 33,000 for the seller GCI. We're closing about a half a buyer a month. Sounds crazy, but I guess 1 every 2 months. And then on sellers, it's 1.5 or about 3 every 2 months. And but this is showing the stats for a month. We got the buyer volume and the seller volume. It also gets down to what you have to do to make this work. And in our case, it's going to be, we got to do 952 conversations per year. That's 80 a month, and it just comes down to 4 a day. So we break it down to a daily action. We're also going to break out how we're going to get this business. It's going to be lead generation method number 1 is past clients and sphere of influence. That's going to be 6 of our closings. We're going to need 12 of those kinds of leads per year, 1 a month. and that'll get our closings the way we want. Here's how we're going to do it. And again, I'm going to show you in a minute how this ends up in here. But we're going to use the referral agent mastery system, RAMs. We're going to email once a month. We're going to mail once a month, and we're going to do social media posts, as well as host 4 mini events per year. That's how we're going to pull it off. And then we got lead generation. Method number 2 is expired listings. Our goal is to get 12 closings a month out of that. We need 120 closings for the year, 10 per month, and a half of them per day, so we can achieve our goal. And this is the bigger picture. We're going to get 10% answer conversion rate, 10% become leads, 50 dials. It equals 5 people that we talk to, a half a lead per day. So we're going to be the big goal there is we're going to be making 50 dials a day for that method to feed our system. And then that's 1,000 dials over the course of time. That'll result in 100 people talked to, 10 leads, 2 listings, and 1 closing per month. The other lead generation method we're going to talk about is circle prospecting for this agent. And you can do any method you want. I'm just setting it up for this agent that they're going to do circle prospecting, and they're going to get 6 closings per year from that method. In order to do that, they need 120 leads per year, 10 per month, and a half a day. And again, here are the ratios to make that work. And kind of neat down here at the bottom, we have a little mini budget. So we've got this 500,000 in gross commission. We know we're going to pay out about 20,000 to our broker. We're going to have $5,000 in marketing and lead generation costs. We're not going to have an assistant at this level. And we're going to have education costs about $5,000 a year to make sure we're on top of things and being efficient. And we got $20,000 for other costs. That's going to bring us to $450,000 net, whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. What you're going to do is you're going to print this out, and then you're going to read it once a day, at least, at a minimum. Twice a day is even better. I like to read mine in the shower. I would laminate it and read this front page and then the back page, which I'll show you in a second, real quick. And I just love doing it in the morning with all the steam. And it was great. It put this into my head exactly what I was doing to move towards my goal. And it made it simple for me, for my mind to understand and accept. I also had affirmations on the back. I'll run through those really fast. For 2026 affirmations, here's some examples. I'm destined for greatness. I achieve my goals by helping others achieve their goals. I plan my work and work my plan. I'm organized and follow a daily schedule. Oops. I use systems, technology, and teams to achieve my goal. I take home $450,000 per year from my super successful real estate practice. Notice these are all active tense. What I do, what I have, what I'm doing right now. I easily close 24 homes per year, 2 per month. I have $50,000 cash savings in the bank. I own 10 rental units worth $5 million, generating $250,000 per year in passive income. I live below my means. I'm debt free. I save 20% of my income every time I earn a commission. I'm a millionaire. I love my wife and children. I provide them with the means to live a wonderful life. I spend quality time with my wife and kids each and every day. I exercise 5 times per week. I'm in excellent physical health. I eat healthy foods and drinks. I get things done I get things done. I do things now. So to eliminate procrastination, I listen twice as much as I talk. I smile all the time, and I love living my wonderful life. You can add any affirmation you would like, but whatever you would like to drill into your head and make happen and become true, this is a great way to do it. Just daily affirmations. So your final plan will have this on the front. It'll have this on the back. And again, I recommend you laminate it so you can take it with you wherever you go. You can even do 2 of them. One you take with you or keep in the car. And the other, for me, you could keep by the side of your bed or you could keep in the shower. I kept it in the shower and again, just read it each morning when I got my day started. All right, so how did we do all that? How did we create these things? It's very simple. We go into this little worksheet and notice the yellow boxes. All you do is enter the things in the yellow boxes. I can't remember how many there are, maybe 15 entries, and all the numbers get calculated into that sheet that I showed you at the very beginning, this sheet right here. Let me show you an example real fast. We did it for the year 2026. If I wrote 2027, notice what happens over here on the plan. It says 2027 now at the very top. Okay, so anything you enter into these yellow slots, and you're going to get a copy of this here in just a few minutes. Anything you enter in there, it will get automatically sent over and and put into the plan. And then when you do the numbers, it's going to get calculated into the plan. Okay, so that's pretty neat. We're going to come back to that. Let's do this. So, oh, I should have mentioned in that, well, the example I'm going to walk through in a minute. I guess we'll do that in a sec. Let's come back to that. Let's get you a copy of the plan. I'm sure that you would like to see one. So let me do that. Okay, I think I got it down here. Here we go. How do we get a copy of the plan? If you, just for attending today, you're going to get a free copy of this business plan template that you can use for your business. And we're going to kind of walk through this together today. I guess that we got 16 blanks. So that's pretty cool. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you this link in the chat just here in a second. I'm actually going to hold off on purpose for a reason because I want to show you how it works first so that we don't have a lot of confusion. But I'm going to give you this link. And what you need to do is open up a URL, and then you're going to open this up and you're going to make a copy of it. So let me show you what I mean by that. All right, so this is going to be my example. Open this up a little bit. What you're going to do in just a second, once I give you this URL, is you're going to go and open it up in a browser like this. And it's going to pop up. Once it pops up, you have a copy of it that you can view, but you cannot enter any information yet. So you got a copy you can view, but you can't enter the information yet. So like I'll try to change this to 2027. It won't let me type anything in. I'm trying to type right now. It won't let me type anything. It's all blocked out. It's view only. So in order for you to get a copy you can use, you have to make a copy. So you go in here to file, and you're going to say make a copy. So you're going to go, let me show you that again real fast. This is the key. Go to file, make a copy, and then you're going to rename it something that you want. So an example, let's say it's my business plan template, and you click and make a copy. And now it's going to make a copy for you that you can use. This copy with my in the front is now editable. So I can type in now 2027. I can change the take-home pay to say 300,000. Okay, now the numbers are going to adjust. Do back to 450. Okay, etc. All right, so that, and we could change this date back to 26. Now it's modifiable, it's adjustable. You can put in your entries. But again, remember, you had to make a copy from this original. So hopefully everybody's got that now. Now that we do, let me put that into chat. Okay, I'm about to send you the link in chat here. All right, and then I can see some smiley faces. I know what's going on. Patty, do you see it? Did you come through on chat? Great. Angela, Blake, I see you, and Tristan, I see you guys up at the top here. You got it? Cool. All right, so let's do this together. Make a either click on it or copy and paste that link, put it into a URL, and once you get it into a URL, they make a copy. Make a copy. I'm going to wait. I'm going to give everybody a minute and just make sure that you guys can get that, because otherwise we're going to have a lot of confusion, I'm assuming, or a lot of questions. I'm going to change my view here so I can see it. Well, I can see a few faces. All right. Oops. I guess what I'll do is I'll open up chat. If you don't, so I can see a couple of you, and let me know when you get that copy. Give me a thumbs up. If you don't, thank you, Patty. If you don't get it copied yet, or if you're having any challenges, either unmute yourself and let me know, and let's get you to get a copy over so you can edit yours. Oh, thank you, Angela. And oh, Blake, cool, you got yours. Awesome. And you can put in chat if you're having a problem, or unmute yourself and let us know. I just want to make sure everybody has a copy before we move forward. All right, let's see. Blake said, does the copy save in my own Google Drive? I believe so. When you copy it, I think that's what happens. Thank you, Blake. It moves over into your Google Drive. It's sitting in my Google Drive to start. I had another way for us to give this to you, but it got messed up. So I had to make a quick adjustment. And so hopefully this is going to work for you. All right, well, I don't see any, oh, got it, cool, thank you. Irina, thank you. David, awesome, thank you. I'm glad to hear it. And I'll just wait maybe 60 more seconds to see and make sure everybody else has it, or if anybody's having challenges.
Yeah, I see. And you've got both sides. I can look at the back with the affirmations, just like I can look at the front with the data.
Excellent. Good job, Blake. So that you should have 3 pages on the bottom of your sheet. The first one is the worksheet. That's where you enter your information. The second one is the business plan front, and the third one is the business plan back. Okay, cool. I don't see any other notes here, and I kind of got to keep my focus one place. I'm I'm not as good at multitasking, so I'm going to close this down. Hopefully everybody's good. You can unmute yourself, I guess, if we have if you really get into a bind here. Otherwise, we're going to go back to sharing. And there we go. All right, cool. So, yep, you should. So you again, you pasted it in. You made your own copy. Once you have your own copy, I guess not. Oh, there it is. We got the worksheet, the business plan front, and the business plan back. All right, and you'll notice there are little lockdowns. You can change that and update the lockdown, but the lockdown is to actually help you. It only allows you to change the items in yellow. Okay, if you accidentally try to share to change something else, they'll give you a warning to let you know, hey, you're about to change something that's part of the template. So let me show you a quick example here on mine. Let's say I wanted to change the year to 2027. And then I go to, instead of the down, I go to the right and it says, hey, enter the plan here. If I try to enter something and I press go, it says, hey, heads up. You're trying to edit part of this sheet that shouldn't be changed accidentally. Do you want me to edit it anyway? And the answer is no, cancel. And then it'll go back to your original. It makes sense? All right, cool. All right, so now the next thing that we're going to do together is we're going to walk through this plan and fill it in. Before we do, I'll tell you just the basics of this example. We're going to deal with an agent who has no money or very little money. The agent only has a small PCSY, a past client sphere of influence database, about 50 people. Agent has a drive and wants to succeed. The agent is willing to do things that other agents are not willing to do in order to get the results. In order to get the things that the agent wants that other agents don't. So this is how we put it together, and now we'll enter this information. So again, we'll make the year for the upcoming year, 2026. Now you can take, I think you should start with your take home pay. How much do you want to take home? Okay, not how much do you want to make in gross, but how much do you actually want to take home? That's what we're going to put on line 8. All right, so whatever your number is, you can enter it. This person was 450, but let's say you want to do 250. Okay, notice the numbers are adjusting below there. Maybe you want 100. Maybe you're doing this as a part-time business and you want to do 50. Great. Whoops, 500. That'd be great part-time. So let's say you're going to do 50. Great. Whatever it is, it will adjust to whatever your desires are. And notice we're doing it off income, not units. Okay. Well, how much do you want to take home? And again, for our example, I'm going to bring that back up to 450. They want to walk out with 450 for the year, about 40,000 a month take home. Next question is, what's your net profit margin? This is the amount of money that falls to the bottom line based on your expenses. Typically, the higher your GCI, the bigger that net profit margin is going to be because you have fixed expenses. And so if you know what your net profit margin has been, you can enter it. If you don't know, you can estimate. For a higher GCI like this one, I'd say maybe 90%, which would be really, really good. Maybe you say 80% if you want to be more conservative. If you're at a lower GCI, say $50,000, this might be a much higher number. It might be 40% because we have fixed expenses that have to be covered first. And so a lower GCI would need to cover that. So, all right, hopefully everybody's good there. If you have no clue what to do, let's see, what does our little sheet tell us? It says, hey, enter 50. If you have no idea in the world, just go ahead and start with 50 and you can always adjust or change. So we got 90. Like if we changes to, oh, I thought I heard something there. If we change it to
Um,
50, it'll change the numbers, if you notice. Go ahead, Angela.
So would this include our splits
Mhm.
that we pay out to our brokerage?
Yeah, it's a great question. So this program is not going to be custom fit to everybody's different split schedule, and whether you're at a brokerage where you're paying a fixed fee every month or you're paying a percentage or some combination of the two. So you're going to have to kind of estimate what your net profit margin is based on your past experience. And if not, I gave you a reference to just fall back into until you get more of a handle on where you stand. But it's a great question. This is not split up to the detailed level of, hey, this is what my split is, and this is where my cap is, and this is the 17 different levels of caps and splits. It's not designed to get that detailed. Yeah. All right, good. Good question. So the next question is, hey, what's your average sales price? If you don't know, just guess or use the average sales price in your market or your area. Okay. What's your average commission? What are you going to receive on your side of the commission each time you close? So maybe it's 3, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 1, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 8, maybe it's 100, and maybe it's 28. I don't know. Whatever your side of the commission is in your market, enter that here, and then it'll calculate what your average commission is based off of that. And so this is going to be both buy side, sell side. Again, this is a nice general rule to play this out. Where do you think you fall, and put that number in there. Next, you're going to split out what percentage of your business is buyer versus seller. And if you just tell it one side, it'll calculate the other. So if you tell it the buy side, it'll calculate seller side. So for my recommendation for this agent is to be seller heavy, about 80%. So they're going to be 20% on the buy side. Let's say they were going really seller heavy. They could do 10% buy side. Notice that the number below was automatically calculated at 90. Let's say they're 50-50. Great. You could put in 50-50 split. Let's say they're buyer heavy. We know an agent who's really cranking. I don't know if he's on today, but he's almost 100% buyers, closing 50 plus transactions a year. Great. Put that in there. Whatever it is that you are doing, that's what you should put in here. For our example agent, I think I started with 20. So we'll do 20%. 20% buy side, then 80% sell side. I'm trying to remember when I cranked the 113, I think I was 70-30. That sounds about right to me. I think it was 78. Yeah, about 70%. So whatever your numbers are, make sure you put them in there. Notice that once you do, a lot of other numbers already been calculated for you. You don't have to calculate. So the GCI per year, the buy side, the sell side is now done. Same with the GCI per month, the gross commission income per month. A total buy side, sell side, that's already been done. If the computer calculated how many closings per year are needed, in this case, 24 total. You're going to do 5 on the buy side, 19 on the sell side. It's going to show out how many homes sold per month, 2 total, and you're going to be a little bit heavier on the buy side than the sell side. It's breaking that out. Your sales volume, if you like to track by sales volume, total, then buy and sell side. And then that was for the year. And then you also have it per month until we get down to the next entry. I'll just show you one change here. Like, let's just change something. Like, let's say instead of 700,000, your average sales price is 200,000. Okay, now they hit those numbers. Notice the number of closings. Where'd it go? Number of closings went up to 70 per year instead of 24. Notice the program adjusted for it. It said, okay, you got a lower sales price, lower commission per closing, then we're going to have to sell more homes if you want to hit that 450 take home. But it'll do it. It'll calculate it. All right, let's see. So, oh my gosh, did I do an average sales price of 20,000? Ooh, that agent's having a tough time. Or maybe they're selling land. Let's see, 200. There we go. Now let's see what it is. Yeah, here we go. 83 closings per year at a $200,000 price. That sounds more like it. I don't know what I clicked in there earlier. And let's see, let's bring that back up to where we started just to run this model through. I don't know what your average sales price is, but whatever it is, put it in. Now we're coming down to line item number 43. That's conversations per closing. How many people do you need to talk to hit a closing? How many new people? That's what the question is here. How many new people do you have to talk to in order to get a closing? So we're going to enter that number, whatever we believe it to be. And if you don't know a number, enter 40 as a default. But if you're tracking your numbers, which I hope you are, you'll know this number. If you're not tracking your numbers, put in the default of 40 or whatever you estimate it to be. Okay. From that, we got some really cool information. We can find out how many conversations you need to have next year, how many per month, and most importantly, how many per day. How many conversations with new people per day, right? Like you look at this number, this 952, you're like, how am I ever going to talk to 1,000 people in the course of a year? Well, because you're going to break it down. It's only 4 a day. Okay. This is the power of this plan, by the way, is it breaks all these numbers down in your head. So your head accepts it. And then it just becomes natural. You're like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing. All right, next section, we're going to talk about how are you going to generate leads and how many leads is each, how many closings are we going to get per lead source? So the first part is what's the lead generation method? And your first lead generation method for everybody's business should start with past clients and sphere of influence. And so that's what we have here. You can put in whatever your number one lead source is, but for most people, that's what it should be. Here are just a couple of words here so you can reference it when we get to the final sheet easily. We're going to say that we're going to break out of the 24 closings, about 25% of it, or 6 closings per year, is going to come from this first method. Maybe yours is half, maybe it'd be 12 then, or whatever it is. Remember, the number of closings was up here on line 27. Okay, so we got 24 closings to hit this agent's goal. Say 25% are going to come from PCSOI based on the size of their sphere. Remember, they had a 50-person sphere. So that's pretty good close ratio. That's about 12%. Leads per closing. How many of these leads do you need per closing? Well, these leads are usually really, really good. When your friends and your family, your past clients call you, it's highly likely they're going to select you. So we're going to say 1 and 2. So you need 2 leads per closing. If you don't know the number, here's some examples. If they're internet leads, cold leads, you're probably going to need 50 to 1. FSBO's expired farm signs opens are about 10 to 1. And then past client sphere is 2 to 1. So we have some assistance for you over on the right. If you're curious or you're a little bit lost, you don't know what to enter. All right, this will then calculate for you the number of leads you need per year, per month, and then per day. And then down here is a little bigger section, 55. What you're going to do in 55 is you're going to enter a little couple of sentences on what you're going to do in this lead source to make it work. Okay, so here's the example of what was written out. It was typed into here, up here on the top. I don't know if I can show that. There you go. It's about how long it is. Oh, now it finally opened up. There we go. You can kind of read it. Close this down a little bit. So you can read it. And in this example, again, we did past clients. So we said, hey, get referrals, get the referral agent mastery system RAMs, implement that program. And so you're going to be doing email once a month, sending out pieces of value and information on the market, also your success, mail once a month, invite or evidence of success, social posts at least once a month, and then host 4 mini events. We're big believers in doing mini events to get in front of your people. It's easier to do reach outs, and do 4 of those a year, 1 a quarter. That's what this agent's going to do to get their 6 closings from past clients. And they're going to enter that information there. The next lead source we have number 2, they're going to have a multi lead source business. So they're going to have expired listings. They're going to be pretty heavy in this group. In fact, they think they're going to get half their business from it. So the plan is to get 12 closings from this. And they believe that they're going to get 1 closing per every 10 leads that they find in this area. And that matches up with our example of what is typical in the industry. Then from there, it's going to calculate the information for you. Get 120. You're going to need 120 leads per year, 10 per month, and half a day. And then down here in 63, describe again how you're going to do it. Just a nice 1 or 2 sentence item there. And so you're going to type that in. This is how they're going to do it. They're going to go for a 10% answer conversion rate. And then their 10% become leads of the people they talk to. So that means they're going to need 50 dials. This is just basically the numbers that they've figured out for this particular lead source. 50 dials per day, 5 conversations. And then that's that'll result in half a lead per day or 1 every 2 days. And so they're going to need to make 1,000 dials. And that's going to be in 1,000 dials, they're going to get, that's over 20 days, so over a month. In those 1,000 dials, they're going to talk to 100 people, get 10 leads, have 2 listings and 1 closing per month. Okay, so that's the notes that this agent made on how they're going to achieve these 12 closings per year, 1 per month. Then the final thing they're going to do to round things out is they need 6 more closings. So they're going to do circle prospecting. I don't recommend you have, by the way, more than 2 or 3 lead sources, especially if you're a solo agent. If you're a team, you can look at more, but most of the top teams I talk to, they really are getting most of their business from 1 or 2 sources. So this agent, though, will say has a 3rd source, which is circle prospecting. So when they're making their calls, they call in the morning for expireds, and after that's done, they call some circle prospects to fill out the time. And their goal is to have 6 closings from that, which they entered. And then the question is, hey, how many leads do you need per closing? And they've just done their research and their time, and they're estimating at 20. Yours might be different, especially if you're tracking. Again, I hope you're tracking these so you understand the power of knowing the numbers. Now you can design your own playbook here based on your numbers. But if you don't know, just enter for circle prospecting. 20 is a pretty reasonable number. So number of leads per year you would need is 120. That's 10 per month, and that's a half a day. And then they're going to write out again their example of how they're going to take that, how they're going to do it, what numbers they're going to need to make that work. And so those have been typed in here. You'll do the same for yours, for your lead source. All right, we're almost done. The computer is calculating everything in the background. It's computed the cost per year as a percentage. You said that was going to be a 10% of costs and 90% profit margin up at the top. And so that's what's calculating here. And now we got to split these numbers up. Where does the 50,000 go in general terms? Well, we're going to say 4% of about 20 grand goes to the broker at this level at 500,000 in GCI. 1% goes to lead generation. And by the way, you can change these numbers. If they don't sound right to you, you do your numbers. Just showing you an example agent. Marketing and lead generation, they figure there'll be about 1% or about 5 grand. They're not going to have a staff or an assistant. They're going to have another 1% in education. And then if you add these up, 4, 1 as 5 is the 6, and we had 10%. So the remainder is 4. And so we've got 4% at the bottom for any other type of expenses we haven't entered in specifically. And then you'll have a check down here at the bottom that needs to go to 0. So like if we had put 6 in here instead, it says, hey, wait a minute, you're out of balance. It's a 2%. So let's say we went the other way and we put 2%. It says, hey, you still need 2% to be entered. And so now we'll go back to 4. So that's what that's for, is just to help you make sure you got all your percentages in there. Once you have that, everything entered, go check out your plan on the next tab on the bottom. You should have your front page of your 2026 business plan all ready to go with your information. All right. And then finally, you can go through the affirmations, write in the ones that you like, what sounds good to you. And you can keep the ones you like. If you like any of the ones that are listed, you can change them, modify them, or just delete them, add in the ones that you want. What do you want to insert into your brain so that it becomes automatic? So you become the kind of person that thinks the way an agent would that's going to close these transactions, right? Like I achieve my goals by helping others achieve their goals. That's the thinking that an agent does who's closing X number of transactions, right? Okay. All right. Well, we have now gone through how to fill in the worksheet. We have shown you where it ends up being as a result of those numbers on a one page. And we have the back of the B plan for the affirmation sheet. I'm going to open up for questions. I'm going to open up, I can answer questions in the chat. Let's see if we got any chat questions. Oh, I see Lisa is still, and I don't know if this is still true. Hopefully, Lisa, you got in. I said, look like you want a slow computer internet connection you're trying to load. Hopefully that worked out for you. Angela put in the download of the worksheet where she can make a copy. Thank you, Angela. Joel, you can oh, Angela, you've been a great help. Thank you. Joel, you can download the worksheet there and giving them the link. And cool. Does everybody have a copy? Have you been able to make modifications? Anybody still having trouble getting in? All right, if you are having any issues and you want some help, this is a workshop, so just unmute yourself and let us know, or type it in the chat, and we'll try to get you taken care of.
Mike, I have a question. At the bottom, it says total cost distribution check, and it says this number needs to be 0. My number isn't 0, so
Sure, what's your
how do
number?
I fix 25%?
What did you enter here in these numbers right here, starting in 76, numbers broker split? What did you put there?
15%.
Good. So that's great. Thank you for saying that. And I assume some other folks have got that error as well. So here, the broker split is a percentage of your overall GCI, not a percentage, not the percentage that your split is with your broker. So like if you're on a 15/85 split with your broker, we're not putting in that 15% here. We're talking about all the dollars that you're handing over to the broker. What is that as a percentage of your overall GCI? Remember, I can't break it out whether I know you have one split, two splits, one cap, two caps, three caps. I don't know what your formula is with your broker. And so that's why this simplifies it, but you're correct. It may look weird if you don't know what we're looking for here. So what we're looking for here is the number as a percentage of your overall GCI. So in this final number here, they're going to pay $20,000 over the course of the year to their broker. That's what they're saying. Does that make sense? So my guess is that's the number that got thrown off, and you may have to play with this percentage a little bit to get it right. You may even have to use decimals, but try to use maybe 1%, 2%, 3%, see what it comes up to. By the way, I'll give you a hint. If we go all the way back to your top, right here, when I said, what's your net profit margin? All the way at the top on number 9, you typed in a profit margin, how much you drop to the bottom line. This agent drops 90%. Whatever 100 minus that number, so 100% minus 90% is 10%. The 10% is what is going to be distributed among these numbers at the bottom. So notice the 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. If we add that up, 4, 1 is 5, 0 is still 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10. So this added up to 10, and 10 is 100% minus the 90%. It's the 10%. Okay. So Angela, what did you put in for your net profit margin? What percentage?
I put in 50.
Great. So you got 50% in here. And then what that's going to say is down here at the bottom, when you're spreading these numbers out, these percentages over your costs, it's going to add up to 50. It's the opposite. It's 100 minus 50 is 50. So whatever, you're going to add these numbers up to 50. And if they don't add up, you're going to have an error down here saying, hey, it's not zero. It's not zeroed out.
Okay, so since a lot of my business plan, I plan to do referrals to other agents, so that other percent can include that, which would be higher, right? And that's
Yeah, and again, keep in mind, this is a very basic plan. You can modify, change, or adjust it to match what you want to do. You can change any of these terms that would pop into your sheet, etc. But I'm just giving you a basic. So you're going to spend some money with your broker. You're going to spend some money on marketing. You might spend some money on staff or a TC. You might spend some money on education. We've got this catch-all down here. If you hasn't been listed, that would be the other. And then all those added up is going to match that cost percentage from the top, which again is the opposite of the net profit percentage. That's a great question. Great question. Anybody else have a number that's not looking right or doesn't feel right or something's not working out? I'm looking at chat. I don't see anybody yet. Thank you. And again, you can unmute yourself if you have a question, feel free. Oh, I think a chat just popped up. Let's check it out. Oh, David, thank you so much. David said great information. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, David. All right, cool. Let's see what we've got here. What else can I give you? So we got the front, the back, the worksheet. I don't think the only other things I had for you was scripting, but I'm going to assume you can find your own scripts if you decided to go this way or whatever your business plan entails. You might do some research and just get some of that. So I had like a prospecting script for circle prospecting and PCSOI and an expired from some resources you can find online. And I've looked at these scripts. I like them. I won't go into the scripts. I just want you to know that you can find information out there based on whatever your strategy is, or maybe you've already got it nailed down. All right. So I'm going to give everybody just another couple minutes if you have any questions. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up. So if you have a question, unmute yourself or type it in the chat. Oh, I see a couple chats. Let's see. Can you share the script? Amy asked for the script and James said, thanks, Mike. Thank you, you bet. And let's go ahead and do that. So for scripting, we've got the circle prospecting script. Let me ask you, was there one that you wanted to talk about specifically or all of them? And I'm sorry, that's for Amy. Oh, Tanika,
Any of them, like I don't have any scripts.
I'm sorry, say again.
I don't have any scripts.
You don't have any scripts? You're looking for scripts?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I'm going to, my goal with this is to have this recorded, assuming the recording happens. Look for that posting. I'll be putting it out on YouTube so you can look at these actual scripts. So let me just start there so you know you can find this information. This comes from a couple of top trainers out there in the market, just people that I like the way they script things. So we got Ricky Caruth. He put together these first two. He's got a great circle prospecting script that he's used, as well as a PCSOI. And there are tons of great scripts out there, by the way. The great default is Mike Ferry scripts, which you used to be able to get for free. I assume you still can. Great scripting. And then an expired script that comes from Brandon Mulrenin for expireds. So let's go ahead and start with the circle prospecting script. I'm just going to go through this real quick because our training is not for scripting today, but it is for business planning. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just, why don't I do this? Why don't I leave this open for a second so that you can, in fact, I'll do this to make it even bigger. Amy, can you, or anybody who wants it, you can make a screenshot of this right now. And I'll leave this up here for another 10, 20 seconds so you can screenshot it. And then I'll give you the other two scripts. I think that's going to be the fastest way to get this to you. Okay, so I'm going to assume now that you got that. And let's go to the next script. Next, now we've got the PCSOI script. So you can screenshot this one if you would like. These are great starter scripts. Get a conversation started. So now I'm assuming everybody got this one, and we'll go to this one. It's a little smaller print, but you can blow it up once you make a copy. This is Brandon Mulrennan's script on expireds. Hopefully you'll take a nice screenshot of this. And you can find these folks out on YouTube, and I'm sure out on the internet as well. Okay. So I'm hoping everybody got those. Did everybody get it? Does anybody need me to put them up again? Oh, good. Tanika said she got a screenshot. Thank you, Tanika. That's awesome. All right, cool. Cool. Well, those are some great scripts to get you going. Hopefully this session has been helpful for you in talking about how to put together your one-page business plan. Again, I highly recommend you take the time to go through it. Probably going to take you 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. I'll tell you, just wrap this up. I take mine, I print this out, B plan front page, B plan back page, turn the pages against one another, bring it down to, the old one was Kinko's, an office shop, and have them laminate it. And then you can take it with you wherever, including in the shower, which was my favorite, which was early in the morning with the steam going and me taking a shower and just feeling great. I would read these things and put it into my brain that this is what I wanted to do for the day. Super, super powerful. When I was trying to hit 100 units, 100 closings in a year, I had that goal, and I was stuck at 20 closings for the year. I did this, and the very next year, I did not close 100. Well, I closed 41, and then I did it again the next year, and I got up to 95. And then I did it the next year, and I finally got over 100. I hit 113. So putting this stuff in your brain all the time, every single day, it's super, super duper powerful. All right. So I think there's something came in the chat. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything for anybody. Okay, let's see. Amy said, what color printer would you recommend? Boy, as far as a printer, I don't know. I did mine black and white, but you're welcome to do any color that makes you feel good. Irina, cool. I'm glad you got it. Let's see, Angela helped Joel out to get that. And I guess, yeah, let me just ask that before we break. Did everybody get a copy of the business plan? Okay, and thank you, Blake. Thank you for the compliment. Blake said it's really great. Thanks so much for preparing this and sharing. All right. Well, cool. Well, again, thank you everybody for being here. Really appreciate. Oh, I just saw something from Joel. Mike, can you send me the first script of the screenshot? Yeah, hold on just a minute, Joel. And I'm going to do it just in case anybody else is missing that also. And then, in fact, let me do this. I'm going to assume that the recording, everybody got it, saw it because it was there. Joel, stick around. And I'm going to wrap up our recording so that we stop that. And thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. But I'm going to talk to Joel here in just a sec. But thanks for being here.